How's it going, guys? Oddly Unorthodox. I released my Nurgle video the other day, and it seemed a lot of people liked it, liked the idea, but I hadn't really showed you the effectiveness in domination with the other Nurgle build you can go. Very similar, but has a bit of a different starting force. Obviously, being domination, you don't get as much money. So, I'm playing Nurgle. I have Kugath Plaguefather. I have 2 Soul Grinders of Nurgle. And then 2 squads of Marauders of Nurgle. If you're wondering how I afforded this because it doesn't add up, I chopped out some of the spells. I think I took off 3 of Kugath's spells. So all I've got is Fleshy Abundance and Blight Boil. You know, I've really tried to bare bones him, save a bit of cash. So this starting build, the strategy behind it is the fact of how powerful you are against squads. You will utterly delete any elite squads that you fire at, even non-elite squads, but really you want to be making your money's worth. So I'm going to click play and we'll play through. I do have a Dark Elf ally with Marathi, Harpies, Shades, Spears, Executioners, etc. First thing I do, squad of Nurglings, run them straight up, sit on point 3. Point 3 is this far in my territory that there's no point me positioning my forces there. You'll see what I'll do a little bit later on in the game and I'll explain why I do that. So moving up here, straight away I'll see we've got Blackguard. Blackguard are probably the most expensive unit there. Obviously I can't see the shades, so I decide that's going to be what I hit. Everything moves up and then you'll see straight away I think Kugath shot at him first, so you'll see straight away just gets absolutely deleted. Mind, this is a very elite start, so if the enemy's gone very wide you might struggle to take controllers at the start. That's why I've got 2 Marauders of Nurgle, just to sort of hold the line. If he had rushed everything like Malice and stuff like that, and the Shades and the Coldborn Riders straight into Coldborn Dreadnoughts, sorry, straight into my Soul Grinder, I might have struggled a bit more. So we're saving up at this point because I know exactly what I want to purchase. Because at the minute I am happy with how the start has gone. And straight away, Chosen of Nurgle out first. I'll put them on this point and they will never leave this point. That, in my opinion, that point there is as good as held. They're going to have to send a lot of forces to try and remove some Chosen of Nurgle from it. You know, these guys are 120 armour, 92 leadership. They're just absolute units to try and get rid of. Luckily, the Hell Cannon seems quite infatuated with my Marauders. I'm fine to take that. Now, I'm not going to rush onto this point with all my forces because at the minute I'm happy to let them have it. You know, they're welcome to have it. That Blackguard of Noggeron's lost 80 units before it's even 80 men before it's even touched combat. And then at this point, I decided I want to change target, and I noticed that these Dark Riders have a lot of chevrons on them. You can see there, 16 gone straight away. And against a faction with no healing, that's not great for them. We bring some Nurglings up. I think we also spawn some as well. Yep, we send another squad that way round. And then these are obviously Kugath's little Nurglings that he pops out of his belly like a right disgusting creature. They have some of the coolest attack animations. And as you can see, the repeater crossbowmen, they've managed to get 2 kills and they're already broken. Now you go, oh yeah, but you're losing that point. I am losing that point, but this one's held. He's got Sigvald up here. He's got 2 Chaos Warriors, Sparring Champions, and those Chosen Nurgle will hold that for days. We decided we're going to get some Toads up because I wanted to try out the Toads. Not sure if they're any good, but we were going to buff them through the Marauders. Not great into the Halberds, but what can you do? Now the Shades are the next squads to get it. Taking a range of fire from both of these guys. You know, 100 kills on that one and 60 kills on that one. Kugath is as well, throwing his vomit everywhere. The little infested Nurglings running up to try and chase him off. As you can see, I'm quite happy with how this is going at the minute. Now, I'm trying to bait the enemy to pile all 3 squads on top of here. Because I know I've got enough winds of magic to drop a beautiful Blight Boil. But I want to get as much value as I can for it, ideally. So we start moving Kugath up because we know we've got enough squads in there to make it quite juicy. We'll just get in range of the cast. There you go, you can see it going down. Kugath at the moment's got 22 kills. And it's not an overcharged one, it's just a simple Blight Boil. And there you go. Hurts my Plague Toads, but hurts his standing even more. And now I know I've got this point here. So out come the Barons. I need to... Barons of the Bog now, sorry. So I need to take this objective in the middle. When you're playing Nurgle, more so than anything, it's all about just being as annoying as possible and getting as much attention as possible. You know, the longer I'm keeping multiple units from each army here, the less they can send round the sides to beat my ally. You know, I think my ally's doing okay. It's not going great for him, but he's doing okay. You know, I've managed to secure the victory up here. As I told you, the Chosen are just not going to move, and now they've got support from 1 squad of Chosen and 1 Chaos Warrior. There's no way they're moving that. And then I'll start saving up again, because I want to get my 2nd squad of Chosen out on this middle, ideally now that I've got the push. So we get another Blight Boil here. There's 97 models. It takes 3 models off, quite a chunk of HP. Not bad just for a simple cast. And then now we move up the Soul Grinders. I'm using them in melee now because they've sort of lost their usefulness now that they're out of ammo. So I'm just going to use them to basically get weight on the point. So now we move everyone on the point because now this is ours. Now I can't express this enough to you guys when you're playing domination. If you've got to hold the point, don't put all your forces on the point. Fight them on their side of the point because they've now got to fight you without actually being on the point. Obviously you take the disadvantage of the fact they are quicker from their respawn point to you than you are to them, especially when you're playing Nurgle. Everyone's quicker than you when you're playing Nurgle. But right here, there's all these squads now trying to deal with these Pox Riders of Nurgle that I'm fine about it. You know, even if I lose them, because they're keeping 1 squad busy, 2 squad busy, 3, 4, you know, a 5th one's coming in. It's just a waiting game. And now, on top of this point, my Soul Grinders are getting quite battered. But I've got some more Plague Toads coming. I've got some Chaos Warriors coming. Yeah, you see the Chosen up here and the Chaos Warriors still not moved. Because they may be fighting Sigvold, and they're not going to kill Sigvold. But they're not going anywhere. And now we've used the Nurglings to push up, get these squads off, try and do a bit of damage. And now we're just sowing chaos with the Toads. You know, they've got to deal with the Toads. Some Dark Rider support by the looks of it. Never going to complain. And this whole area of disarray here is now not holding the objective. They know they've got to take the objectives. They're about to be triple capped. And there's quite a few... Those Witch Elves are nasty. This one is not going anywhere. Even with Sigvold, and as you can see, my Chosen came out straight into some Hellstriders apparently. But we'll wipe those off. I'm sure the Chosen won't mind, and then we'll bring them up to the point in the middle. And now suddenly, beautiful models by the way, they can't take the middle either. I've got bodies moving towards it. These Blackguard have been a little bit annoying, but oh wow. And suddenly, you know, now they're being triple capped. Because these warriors are about to get on here. So now the weight's going to increase even more. And then just like that, you know, it's pretty much GG. They could send all of their resources and probably take their point back. But there's no way they take my point or the middle point. You know, the Nurglings and the Toads have just been annoying. Yeah, both my Soul Grinders died. But now I've got Chaos Warriors on there and Kugaf. They don't really stand much a chance. Yeah, we've got some more Chaos Warriors coming up. You know, even more reinforcements. So it's a little bit different from playing other armies, don't get me wrong. I fully appreciate that, but Nurgle has a very simple mindset. And the big thing about Nurgle is, if you do something really well as Nurgle, don't reinvent the wheel, don't make it more difficult than it needs to be. Hold a point, sit units on said point, and laugh as the enemy can't remove you from said point. Obviously this build makes you a bit sparse in units on the front. In all fairness, I'm happy to take that Pendulum because I'd rather take it on them than my Chosen, who are making their way over with 23 speed. Quite a spectacle. But at this point, you know, we managed to drop another boil down just to do some damage to the Chaos Warriors. Because I know it's over. They've got a bit more capture weight on this at the moment, but I know it's not going to last for long because I've got Chaos Warriors walking up and obviously Chosen there. Now you might think, oh, you know, they are breaking, my Chaos Warriors broke, but now my Chosen are still here. So what I do is I run some Nurglings back. You know, get them the flank buff back, and tie Sigvald down some more. We do bring in some more, we bring back the Baron to the bog, just to actually go support up there, and give a hand. But as you can see, now I've got all the mass back on here because I've got that squad on here. I've got Chaos Warriors there, Marauders there. Chosen taking their sweet time to get anywhere. Jesus, it's a good job there's not a war going on or anything. But Jesus, what beautiful models. Absolutely stunning. So we keep pushing up. And at this point, you know, it's GG. We've now got 400 point advantage plus the triple cap. He's lost the fight there. The Supreme Sorceress is chilling. Oh, it's not Marathi I had on my team. It's the Supreme Sorceress. And then I'm pretty sure they sadly surrender in a second, realising that actually there's no real chance for them to come back into this game. And this will be the game that I upload as a domination of Nurgle to show you guys that actually, you know, it works in land battles, it works in free-for-alls, and it works in domination. I've now showed you a Nurgle build for each of the 3 game modes, and it shows you the strength of it. Let's have a look at some of the values. Kugaf did near 3,000. More than happy with that. He had plenty more to give. 2,220 on that Soul Grinder. 1,300 on that one. Marauders didn't do as much, but they were just there to hold the point. 1,500 value on those Chosen sat on that point that still weren't broken and had half their models left. You know, not bad on those guys. Haven't really used them before, so it's nice to have a look. These guys obviously just made it to the point and got 2 value. 500, not bad. 300. So yeah, the build is never from like, oh, everything's going to have mass amounts of damage. The Soul Grinders did the damage, and so did Kugaf. The rest just held the points and played for the objective, which was the idea, because in the end, domination is an objective-based game. This has been Oddly Unorthodox. Remember, like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed this game, and I'll catch you on the next one.